Get ready for action because the Minnesota Timberwolves, led by Anthony Edwards, pulled off a miraculous Game 1 victory against the San Antonio Spurs. And we are diving right into the controversy surrounding Victor Wembanyama's performance and the officiating decisions that fans are absolutely furious about.
Stop using your finger for notes, sketches, and edits. This Jam Jake stylus pen gives your iPad a smoother, more precise writing feel with palm rejection so your hand can rest naturally on the screen. It charges fast, works for hours, and comes with replacement tips. Perfect for school, work, or creative projects. Check the link in the comments to grab it on Amazon.
We're next looking at the unexpected return of Anthony Edwards, who was supposed to miss the first 2 games of the series, but he stormed back to the court, scoring huge and showing incredible resilience, and we break down why this comeback was so crucial for the Timberwolves. Next up, we preview Game 2, where the San Antonio Spurs are fighting desperately to avoid a 0-2 hole against the Timberwolves, analyzing the tough matchups, the injuries on both sides, and the high stakes for this Western Conference Finals series. And finally, we reveal the massive impact of Gregg Popovich's surprise appearance in the Spurs film room after the loss, showing exactly how that tactical boost is setting the stage for San Antonio to fight back. So stick around for the full breakdown. The Minnesota Timberwolves secured a hard-fought 104-102 victory over the San Antonio Spurs in Game 1 of their Western Conference semifinals series on Monday night. The win came despite an historic performance from Spurs forward Victor Wembanyama, who recorded a 12-block triple-double in the contest. Guard Terrence Shannon Jr. was a key contributor for the Timberwolves, scoring 16 points and expressing determination following the game, stating, "He gonna have to block it every time. I ain't gonna stop going downhill, and I told him that when he said a little something after he blocked my second one. He gonna have to block it every time, man. I know he ain't gonna block it every single time. I'm gonna dunk on him." However, the officiating has drawn significant criticism from fans on social media, with many calling out the referees for allegedly crediting Wembanyama with blocks on what appeared to be clear goaltends. Reactions on platforms like X highlighted the NBA's perceived urgency to elevate Wembanyama's status, suggesting the league needs to study these calls. One fan commented, "The NBA's urgency to make Wembanyama something he's years away from becoming needs to be studied. I hope they take a look at this and call Game 2 better. Don't mind the fouls, it's the goaltends which are kinda unforgivable." Another user added, "NBA gotta watch this closer going forward. If the Wolves would have lost this, there would be chaos lol." For his part, Wembanyama indicated that he focused more on the offensive end for the remainder of the series. Speaking via ESPN, he acknowledged the effort required, stating, "I feel like I had to use my energy. Obviously, I used a lot of it on one side of the court. On the other side, offensively, I used too much energy on things that didn't really help our team. So that's on me. There was some good and some bad. It's a lot on me because my game wasn't feeling good tonight where the team is going to look for me. If I had been better, if the offensive leaders on our team would have been better, it would have been different. So, basically, if everything was different, it would have been different." Game 2 of the series is scheduled for Wednesday night on ESPN. Anthony Edwards made a stunning, unexpected return to the NBA, stealing Game 1 of the Western Conference semifinals for the Minnesota Timberwolves against the San Antonio Spurs. Edwards announced his return to the Spurs organization, despite having been scheduled to miss the first 2 games following a hyperextension of his left knee. He quickly proved his fitness, hitting his first three-pointer with 1:27 remaining in the first quarter and shouting, "I'm back! I'm back!" Edwards finished the game with 18 points, including 11 in the final quarter, as the Timberwolves secured a 104-102 victory. San Antonio guard Dylan Harper praised Edwards' resilience, calling him a superstar in this league, who is determined to return to high-level play. Edwards stated his motivation was simply to be with his teammates, saying, "It was more so I want to be out there with my brothers. Yeah, just that simple." Minnesota coach Chris Finch confirmed Edwards' readiness, noting that the player's motivation from winning the first series was inspirational. Edwards had previously battled a bone bruise and knee injury, attributing his recovery to the dedication of the medical staff, including Vice President of Medical Operations David Hines. Although Edwards did not start, he played 25 minutes off the bench, including significant minutes in the final quarter. The Spurs acknowledged the shift in strategy, with forward Julian Champagny noting that they adjusted their game plan based on Edwards' return, stating, "This is what he wants to do. This is what we're going to do to counter it." Edwards expressed confidence in his readiness for Game 2, stating he felt great and was not limited in his play. The Timberwolves enter the series with a 2-1 regular season record against the Spurs. The San Antonio Spurs face a critical challenge tonight as they look to avoid falling into a 2-game deficit at home against the Minnesota Timberwolves in Game 2. The Spurs are desperate to regain momentum after losing Game 1, where the Timberwolves secured both the victory and home court advantage. The style of play established in the first contest, characterized by hard-fought, physical matchups decided by narrow margins, was evident. Offensive struggles from both Victor Wembanyama and De'Aaron Fox, combined with a concerning number of turnovers, proved to be the deciding factors in Game 1, which San Antonio ultimately managed to win at the buzzer. With Games 3 and 4 scheduled in Minnesota, the situation is tense. The Spurs must find a way to level the series against a Timberwolves squad, aiming for a third consecutive trip to the Western Conference Finals. This marks the first time the young Spurs team will be playing from behind in a best-of-7 series. While the team has shown resilience, a defeat tonight against the experienced Timberwolves could significantly escalate the pressure. Key personnel considerations include injuries on both sides. For the Spurs, Carter Bryant's foot is questionable. For the Timberwolves, Anthony Edwards' knee and Io Dosunmu's calf are also questionable. The game is set for a high-stakes battle as San Antonio fights to stay in the contest. The San Antonio Spurs sought an immediate tactical reset following a narrow 102-1 for loss to the Minnesota Timberwolves in Game 1, and the solution arrived in the form of a surprise appearance by legendary coach Gregg Popovich at the team's practice facility. According to insider reports, Popovich joined the team for an intensive film session, injecting a significant emotional and tactical boost into the squad amidst the aftermath of a grueling postseason battle. Reporter Matthew Tynan noted that the team appeared to go light in practice, suggesting the session was purely focused on film review. Popovich's presence in the film room is known to fundamentally alter the session, moving beyond simple review to challenge core assumptions, examining reads, secondary options, and tempo decisions. This interrogation is particularly vital against a disciplined defense like Minnesota's, where initial actions are often neutralized. Beyond the tactical adjustments, the session provided a crucial psychological lift. It served as validation and urgency for the young Spurs roster under head coach Mitch Johnson, subtly raising the stakes for Game 2. This intensity is expected to sharpen focus while testing the players' ability to translate that pressure into disciplined execution. Popovich, who now serves as the team's president of basketball operations, remains the ultimate guiding force. His involvement signals that adjustments will focus not only on play design, but also on spacing discipline and decision hierarchy. The loss was heavily influenced by the Timberwolves' physical defense, which disrupted the Spurs' offensive rhythm, limiting Victor Wembanyama and De'Aaron Fox to just 21 combined points. Wembanyama took ownership of the offensive breakdown, stating he needed to re-examine the film to clarify the dynamics. Wembanyama has previously highlighted Popovich's demanding approach to film review, recalling instances where the coach would bluntly challenge initial decisions. While the coaching staff downplayed blame on the stars, emphasizing defensive pressure led to execution errors, the immediate focus for Johnson and the staff is cleaning up spacing and screening details, a task Popovich is overseeing. The combined strategic input from Johnson and Popovich in the film room is poised to be the key factor as San Antonio prepares to level the series in Game 2.